This was a labor of love. It was clearly hoped that this would be a profitable venture, but it was really driven by the fact that we wanted to create a landmark. This building was purpose-built as the home of the YWCA. That was the first YWCA in America. It functioned in that way for 40 or 50 years. We were one of the few people that actually recognized the value of this building. Our concept was so out of the box. A lot of people in the neighborhood weren't quite sure how we would execute it. It was an expensive job.
When we were talking about this project, a lot of it was, celebrating Boston's first. Our concept and our philosophy was, we have a beautiful building, great bones, great history, we should be celebrating it. We wanted to do, some things to highlight it and then a lot to contrast against it, because it's just an interesting idea when you bring a modern flair in. So we found ourselves exposing all sorts of things, the concrete columns that pop in and out of rooms, the original mailboxes.
For us on the hotel side, it makes it such a joy to be able to sell the property to our guests. We retained the dormitory feel that came with the Y. In doing so, we were able to offer up a lot of different room types, which you're not going to find at traditional hotels. We have rooms that have 2 bunk beds in it. We have rooms with a triple that has a king bed with a twin over it. You can accommodate parents traveling with a child. You can have a girls trip where all 4 girls get their own bed.
We did some things that were very clever. They didn't want us to touch the facade. So we took a section on the first floor that was brick, and we made a brick window that you opened up, and we can sell coffee from it, and we're going to be selling ice cream from it.
I remember walking in and presenting to the commissioners our idea, and one of them just started laughing. He's like, we would never be able to allow this on a brownstone. It's like, they're just so creative. I love it. The bar is from a tree that was in Back Bay that got sick and got cut down. We had heard about it, and Bruce ended up getting in touch with this guy and bought a slab. Like, okay, we can use it for the bar top. That would be great. But you know what? How do we make it be something that belongs here? And so our team came up with this idea to use the rings of the tree and assign something from that year. And so we layered those in and tried to tell a visual story that way.
I think it's really important to occupy a building that has a soul. The Revolution Hotel has a lot of soul.
We're thrilled about this award because there's so much more to this than you see at first blush. We appreciate the fact that you have recognized the depth of the experience at the Revolution. To this moment, the neighborhood comes up and thanks us. As a developer, you don't usually have people put their arms around you and say thank you for what you did. So we take a lot of pride in that. We took a building that was a liability and we turned it into a wonderful asset.